Albright, I can't tell you how happy I am to hear you. I returned last Monday leading a CODEL to Afghanistan and Pakistan. On the way back, we went through Vienna to see Director General Albright at the IAEA. The estimates at the IAEA for global nuclear power increase, civilian nuclear power, are that they will double by 2030.
Well, I am very troubled by what's happened to the whole non-proliferation regime. I think it's broken. And it was something that worked for a long time, but it's based on a bargain. And the bargain is that the haves will systematically disarm and the have-nots will not try to become haves. And both sides have broken it, frankly. When the United States began to look at new generations of nuclear weapons and we weren't disarming, and when, in fact, there are more nuclear powers. And I don't know whether the Atoms for Peace speech, whether at the time physicists didn't fully understand how easy it was to move from peaceful to weaponized, but it is evident that that is a major loophole, especially if the IAEA is not allowed to do its work. And I think that we should take advantage. For instance, the U.S.-India nuclear agreement is coming up to all of you, and I think that it could be the basis of a new system where there is a fissile material cutoff treaty. The CTBT needs to be ratified. There needs to be a robust approach to the nuclear issue. I have subscribed to what was initially an idea by Secretary Shultz and others, Kissinger, Perry, and Sam Nunn, in terms of ultimately moving to a nuclear-free world. That is our destination. But I do think that we need to take a very serious review of the whole approach. The International Fuel Bank is important. The part that makes it difficult now, and it goes to the energy question, is that there is a need for additional energy, and there are even those in the environmental movement who are saying that nuclear energy is clean energy. So you have that goal, and then you have countries that have various parts of nuclear technology that want to sell it, and you have a broken system, and then you have the U.S. not exactly in a leadership role on this. And I do think that the next president has a golden opportunity to move that forward.
With that comes the risk that we have many countries with immature governments, countries that perhaps cannot control their own borders, countries that are somewhat chaotic in their ability to transfer power in a democratized way, having nuclear power that can be used to enrich weapons. As you know, the Non-Proliferation Treaty and the general arms control framework has been badly battered over the last few years, and I've been an advocate for international fuel banking, ways to create accountability, closed fuel cycles for civilian reactors, perhaps even growing the nuclear club just by saying to the folks that we know have nuclear weapons that haven't signed the Non-Proliferation Treaty, well, you're in. You're now forced by the fact that we can't allow countries that haven't signed the Non-Proliferation Treaty to not have any kind of IAEA regime over them, just because of the danger that it brings to freedom-loving people. Can you talk a little bit about how you think that we should begin to, in a new administration, deal with the non-proliferation threat posed by so many countries going nuclear, and how you feel about the non-proliferation treaty review that's coming up and the things that we need to do to strengthen and reform it? Thank you, Madam Secretary. I yield back my time.
Dr.